What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to show you just exactly how to install these awesome headlights from TACOMABEAST.com, your one-stop shop. So if you guys do end up liking these headlights, you can go ahead and purchase them. I'll make sure to link them down in the description box below. I'm also going to be showing you just how they work and the cool functions that these things offer at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and now just get into the in-depth install and show you guys how it's done. Let's do it. Before we get into the installation process, I'm going to show you just exactly what tools you're going to need to actually accomplish this install. So the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and get is going to be a 10mm socket, some wire strippers and wire cutters. If you guys are doing this on a Tier D model, it does require for one wire splicing. You guys will see later in the video. The next thing you're going to want to go ahead and get, and this isn't mandatory but it will help out, is a flathead screwdriver. You guys will see why. A panel removal tool. You are going to need to remove your bumper, so that's where this is going to come in handy. You're going to want to go ahead and get some butt connectors. The butt connectors that I have right here do have solder in them. This is going to make it for a cleaner, better install. Since it does have solder in it, you are going to need a heat gun or maybe just a lighter. The first step, of course, is opening up your hood. Once you do that, the first things we're going to need as far as tools is going to be your 10mm socket and your panel removal tool. It's going to be super simple, nothing too hard. This actual installation should take you about 45 minutes to maybe an hour and a half, depending on how mechanically inclined you are. It's going to be super simple though, so don't get intimidated. It's going to look really good in the end. Of course, most people do actually do this installation when they have their stock headlights, just to kind of dechrome the whole look of the truck. As far as for me, I'm just upgrading and I know it's still going to look good. So let's go ahead and get into it and I'll show you guys where we're going to start off. This section here, as I had said, you're going to need your 10mm socket, which is going to remove this bolt here and this bolt here. After that, you're going to need your panel removal tool, which is going to remove this plastic little clip here. And then there's another plastic clip right over here. Let's go ahead and start on that now. Next, we're going to go ahead and now remove two of the clips which are held in place. You can go ahead and get your panel removal tool, just pop up just like that. And it releases super easy, nothing hard about that. Let's go ahead and do the opposite side, which is right here. Same thing, you pop it up, pull it out. Nothing hard about that. In this section here, if you guys do have Raptor lights on your grill, you can go ahead and now disconnect them because we are going to need to remove the actual grill. As far as for me, I have it a little bit set up differently, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the grill this way. So pull up here and then pull up just like that. That way it releases it. And then as far as for the grill, you just kind of pull towards you like this. Just like that. And you can either just prop it up like this, or as I had said, if you have Raptor lights, you could go ahead and disconnect it, remove it completely, but this is good enough. So the next step, we're going to go ahead and start on the driver's side. So let me go ahead and place you guys down. That way you guys can see what I'm going to go ahead and do. So of course, our ideal goal is removing this actual piece right here. So to start off, we're going to need our 10mm socket. You're going to notice right here, there is a screw. Let's go ahead and now remove that, and then I'll show you what's next. This step also goes for the passenger side. It's exactly the same. Once you've done that now, you're going to notice right here, of course, mine is missing. I've actually broke it off on purpose because I've pushed my fender liner in because my tires were rubbing. But if you have a stock Tacoma, of course, you're going to notice there's a little plastic here. That's where you get your panel removal tool or a flathead screwdriver, and you literally just unscrew it and it pops right off. Super simple, nothing too hard about that. So now that you removed the back part of this, the next goal is actually removing the front side from the bumper. We're going to actually pull it away. It helps out if you did remove the fender liner, or at least push it in a little bit, because then you can see from the inside and just kind of push it out using your panel removal tool, of course. And same thing with the top, just kind of push out. And right now I will show you guys from the back side, just that way you guys can see what I'm actually doing. All right, so looking at it from the back side, just to show you guys, so if you did push the fender liner in or even remove it, it's up to you guys. You're gonna notice from the inside, this actual fender piece that we're trying to remove, from the inside you can see the tabs. So if you actually get the panel removal tool, which is what I just showed you guys that I did on the other side, you can go ahead and right in the center, there's a little push tab. You push in, and that's actually what released it. So what you guys just saw from the front, that's basically what I was doing from the back side. And then there's one more right up here, and same thing, you just push it in and it'll release the whole thing. So let's go ahead and continue. Now that we have this fender piece removed like this, you're gonna notice we're gonna need to remove the bumper from the fender. This is super easy. So looking right here on the back side, you're gonna notice the bumper is actually held in right here. So you just go ahead and pull down and release it. That's literally it. So now on this side, what we're gonna do is, of course, as I had said, remove the bumper from the fender. So in this section here, you can go ahead and mask it down with some masking tape, or if you're careful, you can accomplish this. So there is actually two clips holding the bumper in place. Getting your panel removal tool, you should be able to just kind of remove it, nice and gentle, and it'll remove. Nothing hard about this. So once you have it in this section here, let's go ahead and move to the center and do the rest. So now that we've done that, you want to go ahead and do, of course, the same thing to the passenger side. After you've done so, now we're moving on to the center here. You're going to notice there's a couple more of those plastic push tabs, which is one there, one there, one there, there, and right here. Let's remove those now. Once you've removed all the push tabs, you're going to notice there's some brown clips right here. You could use needle nose pliers or your hand if you're strong enough, of course. Some of them are a little bit harder than others, but go ahead and just push those in. All right, and there should be a black one here and another black one there. Same thing. Now bring down the bumper. Once we have the bumper in this section here, you're going to notice right here inside of there is another bolt that is going to be a 10mm socket. And then looking up here, there is one more 10mm right here, another 10, and then right here in the corner, I'll go ahead and show you how that one works, but that one's just pushed in. It'll be easy. So at this point here, I believe we already went through maybe the hardest part of this whole installation. Let's go ahead and now start removing all the bolts. Now that we've removed those three, let me go ahead and shoot you guys to the other side. This side right here, there isn't a bolt, but there is like a little tab that it's pushed into. Let me get you guys closer so you guys can see. Now that we removed the 1, 2, and 3 bolts, up here on these two tabs, just go ahead and kind of push up, just like that, just to kind of get it over where it's sitting. Just like that. And then you're going to notice right here, it's kind of held in right there. There's nothing hard about it. You just slide it right out, just like that. You don't need to do anything. It's just literally slid in. You just slide out. So it's slid in, just go ahead and slide out. That easy. So now let's go ahead and get to the wiring and disconnecting. Of course, now that you have it in this section here, it kind of helps out if you have a rag kind of laying down, just so you don't scratch up your headlights, of course. So let's go ahead and now start removing everything so we can go ahead and install the brand new one. If you guys do have your stock headlights, sometimes it's a little bit easier just to kind of counterclockwise and remove the bulbs out. That'll be a little bit easier. As far as for me, it'll work out this way. Alright you guys, so before we get into the installation process and the wiring and all that, I want to go ahead and show you what comes inside the box. So inside the box, of course, you're going to get your driver's side and your passenger side headlight, and then inside you're also going to get two of these type of connectors. One's for the driver's side, one's for the passenger side. You're also going to get two of these ones. This is going to be the main wiring harness, which actually makes the cool little dancing lights, which is why most people actually get these. That's why I got them, because it's going to look super cool whenever we lock or unlock the vehicle. So looking at it right here, you're going to notice there is two wires coming out of it. Two red ones. One is going to be driver's side, one is going to be passenger side. Those are going to connect to the headlight directly. And then looking over here, you're going to notice there's two wires here. This yellow one is going to connect to your driver's side headlight. You guys will see where exactly in a bit. And then this one right here, if you guys do have a TRD model with running DRLs, you're not going to need the add a fuse. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off. That's why I was saying we are going to do a little bit of splicing, but it's not going to be hard. Don't get intimidated. Super easy. And then looking over here, you're going to notice there is a fuse here, and then there is a red and a black wire coming out of it. Basically, the black one is going to be your negative. You're going to go ahead and connect that to the chassis of the car, which I'll show you guys where I connect mine. And then this red one right here is going to be connected directly to your battery to the positive terminal. So let's go ahead and get into the install and the wiring. Super easy. As I said, do not get intimidated. Let's do it. So noticing right here, I still have the plastic on the headlights. I'm going to leave it on for now. That way I don't scratch up the lens. But let's go ahead and now start connecting everything. So what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to go ahead and connect the provided ones first. This one here that has the yellow and the black is going to go connected to this one here. So super easy. You just go ahead and connect it the way it's supposed to, and it goes in one way. Make sure it clicks in. Once it's clicked, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and now connect the next one, which is going to be here. This one is actually going to go ahead and get connected to the factory wiring harness, which is this one here. Make sure it clicks in. All right, once it's clicked in, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and set this one. This one we're going to do it last, so let's set this one to the side. All right, let's go ahead and connect the rest of the wiring harnesses. So the cool thing about these actual headlights is it tells you which one's the high beam, and it also tells you which one is the low beam. So low beam, let's grab that one first. Let's grab the green connector that's from the stock wiring harness of the truck. Let's connect it. As I said, it only goes in one way. Make sure it clicks. Let's go ahead and now grab the yellow one from the stock wiring harness of the truck and connect that one to the high beam. All right, and now let's go ahead and connect the rest of them. Only goes in one way. You can't mess this up. So up next, we're going to go ahead and now get the harness that was provided, of course, which is this. We're going to go ahead and start off with the two ends that have the red that I told you guys it's going to go connected to the headlights. So you're going to want to go ahead and get the longer end, and that one's going to be for your passenger side headlight. So we'll go ahead and kind of just scoot that one that way. And then the shorter end, that one's going to be for your headlight on your driver's side. So on the headlight on the driver's side, you're going to notice there's a brown one coming out of it. And then, of course, you're grabbing the red one. Those two are going to go connected together. So they do click in, and then they do have weatherproof on them. So go ahead and kind of just put it together. Once that's done, now, of course, all we have left is this other section here. So let's go ahead and unwind this so I can show you what I'm talking about. So as I had showed you earlier, you guys, this one with the fuse box, the red one is going to be your positive for the battery. It's going to go connected to the body of the vehicle to ground it off. So that we can go ahead and set aside for now. Next, what we have right here is going to be the yellow one on that same harness that was provided. And then the addifuse. Addifuse, we're going to go ahead and cut this off right now. And cut it off about right here. Since I do have a TRD model, I'm not going to need that, but I am going to need to splice this open because we are going to still use that. Okay? And then we're going to leave that for now. So you're going to notice this yellow wire with the connector. Let's go ahead and go to the headlight. Locate this same kind of connection, the female into the male. Let's do that now. Let's go ahead and connect it. Make sure it clicks in, that way you know it's all the way in. So basically now everything is connected. All you guys should have left is this gray wire coming out of the box that, of course, the harness was provided, and then this red one that I told you guys to connect to the stock wiring harness. These two are actually going to be soldered together, so let's go ahead and do that now. So what I'm going to be using to connect these two together is I'm going to be using these little butt connectors. The reason I like these type of butt connectors is they actually have solder in them, so it kind of helps out with the connection. And then it also has heat shrink around it. I'm going to go ahead and go the extra mile and still add some more heat shrink just to make sure it's, you know, safe and weatherproof, of course. So I'm going to put one there, one on the opposite side. Once they're solid in there, let's go ahead and now get our, either if you have a lighter or if you have a heat gun, go ahead and hit it with some heat until it starts melting together. Go ahead and hit it with the 2 extra heat shrinks just to make sure it's waterproof. So now that we have a nice solid connection, we're basically done. Now that you're done with that, all you should have left is these two here, which one is the negative, one is the positive. That's what we'll be doing next. If you guys have zip ties, you can go ahead and now kind of zip tie this together and just put the headlight back exactly the way you took it off, and then do the same exact steps to the opposite side. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and then I'll show you guys where these go connected. Damn. I'm already getting pretty excited. Just check it out. Just looking at it, it's already looking good. Let's get back to it. So now that you've bolted down the headlight, looks really good. Let's go ahead and now install the last piece of this whole installation, which is the positive and negative. Go ahead and get your 10mm socket because you are going to need it to install this. We're going to go ahead and focus on the positive terminal right here. I'm going to go ahead and connect mine right here. As far as the ground one, I'm going to go ahead and connect it right here on the body of the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the black, which is the ground it, to go ahead and ground it off. So I'm just going to loosen this a little bit. On this, you don't have to take off the bolt 100% because it does have a cutout. So you can go ahead and kind of slide it into the bolt. Slide it in, that way we can go ahead and ground off the lights. Tighten this down. Now that I've grounded it off, I've put it right here to the body of the vehicle. Now my lights are grounded. I'm going to go ahead and make sure to put this kind of underneath. Let's go ahead and now connect our positive to the positive of the battery. So I'm going to go ahead and put it underneath just to go ahead and make sure I install this nice and clean so there's not really no wires showing. So it'll just look a lot better that way. You can either, of course, connect it right here, but I already have a couple lights connected to it. I'm going to go ahead and connect it on this side. That's also a 10mm socket. So now that I have the positive connected to the positive of the battery and I have my negative connected to the body of the vehicle, that way it's grounded off, we're basically done. If you guys haven't zip tied any of the wires yet, go ahead and do it now. Put them in a nice location, that way your engine bay looks nice and good. Now that we're done, now on the passenger side, I want to go ahead and show you guys something. So of course, this is the wire that's coming from the headlight, from the driver's side headlight to the passenger side. I've already soldered it on together. It's all good to go. All the connections are made. The only one that I have left over is going to be this one here. With the actual harness that was provided with these, it only came for one, which is for the driver's side. So the passenger side, I'm going to go ahead and mask it off. If you guys have any tips or ideas what I should do with it, go ahead and comment down below. As far as for the driver's side, the one that's also left is this here. This one technically would be connected into this brown one here if we weren't connecting the cool little box that kind of makes the DRLs dance. This technically would be connected there, but since I do want it to dance, I've connected this. So this one here, I'm going to go ahead and also mask it off. If you guys have any ideas what I could do with this so water doesn't get in, go ahead and comment down below as well. So let's go ahead and put this back together and show you guys how it looks. All right, you guys, so before we actually get into the night clips, I just wanted to show you guys how badass these things actually look. So take a look. It just looks really good overall. Like, I don't know, check that out, you guys. You guys tell me, you guys be the judge. So let me go ahead and now skip to the night clips so you guys can see the cool functions of this bad boy.